some players, maybe like Ndidi, some other guys that are a bit more experienced in that space. And of course, we had some players like John-Obi Mikel, some other guys that are some big boots to fill. But yeah, these guys are getting experience too, and I think it's not only about them. I think as a whole team, also my responsibility as the captain is to try and keep the team compact. But when you try to score goals, then sometimes you have to open the space a bit. So it's trying to find a balance.
William Troost-Ekong speaking after Super Eagles 1-0 draw yesterday against Equatorial Guinea, and well, saying that is more of getting a balance. Well, we're starting with the Africa Cup of Nations this morning, and remember, I started with hosts Ivory Coast getting their needed win 2-0 in the first game. Nigeria started the draw record of the Africa Cup of Nations.
Let's do it again. Naija, make we unite. Naija, let's do it again. Super Eagles sabi.
Okay, well, we want to know if we sabi, but most especially with the game that Super Eagles of Nigeria played yesterday that ended in a 1-0 draw. A lot of reactions have been coming after that one, which you heard William Troost-Ekong, who happens to be the captain of the team, last night. Well, my name is Olana Kwakunubi, aka Young Striker 9. Guys, you can jump on our Facebook and YouTube channels this morning to watch and post your comments and your reactions. Well, Super Eagles head coach Joseph Peseiro claimed that his side deserved more than just a point from their clash with Equatorial Guinea. Well, Napoli forward Victor Osimhen salvaged a draw for the Super Eagles, cancelling out Ivan Salvador's opener. Well, former Nigerian international Joseph Yobo says he's optimistic the Super Eagles will perform better when they face Ivory Coast in the second Group A game on Thursday. Recall that Ivan Salvador netted a surprise opener for Equatorial Guinea against the run of play with walk to go, but the lead lasted only 2 minutes before Napoli forward Osimhen headed Nigeria's level. Well, let's keep getting in touch and get a reaction on the show this morning to get what Nigerians are saying and the expectation against Ivory Coast. The first game is gone. 1 point picked. And it is now about going into the second game. Remember, we are playing against host Ivory Coast. Good morning, former Nigerian international Dukwudi. Thank you for joining me on the show this morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me. Good morning, Nigerians.
All right. So, well, a lot of people saying that, yes, Nigeria can do it again, but a lot of people got disappointed with the first game, playing out a 1-0 draw. Can we compare ourselves with what happened to Egypt that also played out a 2-0 draw?
Yeah, this is the first game of the tournament, and anything can happen. In African football, like I used to say, you never know, because in Africa, every country has grown to the level of every other country. So you can't say there are menus like that again. So when you come to African terrain, if you don't bring your physicality, it's not about what you play in Europe. It's about what you give in Africa. And African football is very difficult. You saw it yesterday. All the bigger countries are struggling because they are almost at the same path. So for me, it was a good one. We didn't lose, and it's a sign of good things to come. The boys, they just have to go sit down, think about the game, what went wrong, because the second half we played into the hands of the Equatorial Guineans, because they forced us. They won all the second balls and the third balls, and that was difficult. Any team that used to win any second balls and third balls will always get a result at the end of the day. And one thing in football, if you don't concede, you don't lose, and if you don't score, you don't win. So that was what happened yesterday. We have to go back into the drawing board and see what is going to happen in the next game.
Okay, going into the drawing board, we saw what Ivory Coast played in their opener. Maybe because they had the fans behind them, they had a lot of people that saw the game. The reason they could keep a clean sheet, but Nigeria could not keep a clean sheet with what you saw. Can Nigeria keep a clean sheet against Ivory Coast on Thursday? And what should Joseph Peseiro put into the game to make it better, so that we won't be coming up with mathematics sets or calculations after the second game?
All football games are not the same. football games are different, and if you've played football, you understand the nitty-gritty of football. Opponents are different because if you compare the Ivorian players to the Nigerian team, they are almost at par because they played in great clubs in Europe, and they know themselves very well. So you are not underrating anybody. This is a game of superstars playing against themselves. So it's going to be a different game. Guinea-Bissau, the Equatorial Guinea game. So if we look at this game vividly and correctly from head to head, the Ivorians know we are a very, very difficult and stubborn opponent. Anytime it comes to the Super Eagles, the Ivorians are scared of us. If you look at what happened in 2013, you will know what I'm talking about. You see, the game is open. When you say because the 12th man, I don't believe in 12th man. If you don't bring your A game in any football match, you will be beaten and beaten silly, and you'll be disgraced. So the Ivorians have to bring their A game, and the Super Eagles have to bring their A game too. Because any lose for both of the team is dangerous. Don't think because they have 3 points. Because they didn't play well. Let me tell you, the Ivorians didn't play well to my expectation because I expected more from the Ivorians. They just forced their way winning. But winning is winning, like I used to say. The game, football is about winning. It's not about who played better. It's about winning. So the game on Thursday will be a game of 50-50, and you will see the true Super Eagles. I believe in the Super Eagles so very well. I believe in them.
Okay, believing in Super Eagles of Nigeria. Very well. Dukudi, thank you very much for joining me on the show this morning. I will wish the Super Eagles all the best in the second game at the Africa Cup of Nations come Thursday.
Thank you for having me, and we should support our own Super Eagles.
Yes!
Oh, no, no.
From the east to the west, now we dey carry first. From the north to the south, go reach the south. You go see say we get mouth, cause we know they carry last. Nigeria know they carry last. We dey ball like Okocha or Aziza to Shola, Agba Bola, and we fit carry shoulder, cause we know they carry last. Oh no no.
Baba Baeko and Cole Bams Najano de Kari. Last you listened to Dukudi, former Super Eagles International, and giving his own opinion there, also sounding optimistic that Nigeria can be better against Africa Coast on Thursday, the second game of the Africa Cup of Nations for the three-time African champions. Now let's look at games going down today. Well, for Senegal, they will be defending the kick of the defense of their AFCON title when they face Gambia, while Indomitable Lions of Cameroon, former champions, will take on Guinea, while Algeria will be up against Angola. Now, talking about the first game of the day, Senegal will be starting the game against Gambia by 3 o'clock. That is the time for that game, and 6 o'clock is a clash between Cameroon and Guinea, while 9 o'clock is a battle between the Fene Foxes of Algeria and Angola. Okay, now moving away from the Africa Cup of Nations this morning, let's quickly serve you updates coming from the world of tennis. Remember, we still have more football stories to talk about. Okay, so it is more of the first Grand Slam of the year, and the tennis stars are in action. Not even getting set anymore. It is more of what is happening in Australia. Third-seeded Dani Medvedev, the 2021 and 2022 finalist at Melbourne Park, advanced to the second round of the Australian Open when his opponent turned at Mane retired early in the fourth set, suffering from cramps. Medvedev had dropped the first set at Margaret Court Arena, but was leading 5-7, 6-2, 6-4. 1-love when the 22-year-old at Mane withdrew. But now let's look at all the results of games that decided. And today, we still have a lot of games ongoing. The likes of Sebastian Corda, Favlio Koboli, Lorenzo Musetti, Emilio Russovori, Hugo Gaston, Dani Medvedev, Burton Shelton, Alejandro Davidovic Fokina, Alex Paparin, Andrea Manarino, Luca Van Asch. The service is a live game also this morning from the ATP category. Tabilo Wonderful says 7-6. lost the second set 6-7, and won the third set 6-1. Looking at the fourth set, he lost the fourth set 1-4. Well, trading the fourth set 1-4. Zhang Zhang is up against Federico Coria. Coria lost the fourth set 4-6, lost the second set 6-7. Now leading the third set 5-4. Well, Andy Murray is in action, former world number 1. Yes, and it's like Andy Murray is about packing his bags out of the Australian Open because he is trailing. He lost the fourth set 4-6, lost the second set 2-6. Currently trading the third set 2-3. Okay, go open the door. Well, Gail Murphy is currently up against Yannick Hoffman. He won the fourth set 6-4, second set 6-3, and trailing the third set 3-4. David Goffin is up against Hugo Mbant, Maxima Mateta against Nuno Borges, and Alexander Mula against Hugo Grenier. Well, more games to go down today. Dominic Thiem will be in action against Felix Aga Alasime as Rinki Hijikata against Jean-Leonard Stroff. Omar Jasika against Hukars as Alex de Minaur will take on Milos Raonic. Let's talk about the WTA category of the Australian Open. For the WTA, Linda Noskova, Elena Svitolina, Victoria Tomova, Nadia Prodorovska, Storm Hunter, Varvara Grakeva, Diana Janstreka, Cory Gauff, Kaja Jovan, Laura Segmond, Tatjana Maria McTurney, Kersula, Rebecca Masarova, Mata Kostoik, all won their games through to the next round, including Anastasia Pavuchenkova, Jasmine Paulini, Magdalene Fiech, Elisa Mertens, and Katerina Siniakova. Well, live update this morning, Ons Jabbar is up against Julian Starodesteva as Viktoria Gudovic is up against Veronika Kodimantova, and Anastasia Zakharova is up against Julia Putintseva. Putintseva won his fourth set 6-2 and trailing the second set love 6. She lost the second set love 6, trailing the third set 3-6. There is a big problem right now. Let's go on break. When we come back, we'll look at more updates. We'll look at NBA. Then we'll go fully into football. My name is Oladapo Okunubi. Do not go anywhere.
Your comfort is important. If you're looking for quality, classy, comfortable, and imported furniture, Johnson A. Nigeria Enterprise is a place for you. At Johnson A. Nigeria Enterprise, we've got a wide range of top-notch imported furniture for you at affordable prices. Name it: sofas, royal marble dining set, executive furnitures of all kinds, banquet furniture, bed and dressing mirror, kitchen cabinet, and lots more. Our intention is to make you feel comfortable always by providing quality furniture, whether at home, office, hotel, lounge and bar, and so on. Hurry now. Contact us today at Johnson A. Nigeria Enterprise, shop number AA 80-20, Railway Shopping Complex, Aleshiloye Market, and shop 8A-11, Railway Shopping Line, by Alalubosa Junction, Iyagonku Railway Crossing, Ibadan. Call 08.
My name is Oladapo Okunubi, and check the time right now. It is 9:17. Let's look at updates coming from the world of NBA this morning. Not really a good time, most especially for Sacramento Kings coach. But let's look at results first before delving into that. Miami Heat defeated Charlotte Hornets in the wee hours of today, 104-87 points, as Milwaukee Bucks defeated Sacramento Kings 143-142 points. And the coach of the side, started give a different, a scenario. You remember, it was Mike Brown was also ejected from that game, but we'll talk about that. Minnesota Timberwolves defeated LA Clippers 109-105 points, as Portland Trail Blazers sat back at home, lost 116-127, visiting Phoenix Suns. Well, for the coach of the Sacramento Kings, Mike Brown used a laptop to highlight multiple calls that he found frustrating after his team lost an overtime trailer 143-142 points to the Milwaukee Bucks on Sunday night. Brown was ejected early in the fourth quarter after storming on the court and screaming at the referee, Antia Wong. He had to be restrained by Sacramento players and directed off the court.
I know David Guthrie and Brian Forte, great guys, great officials. I don't really know Inte well, but he seems like a good guy, and they're human, and they all make mistakes. And I just want to, Dip, let me see that, man. I just want to show you guys why I got kicked out of the game. Right here, this is in the first. This is in the third quarter with 1:28 left to go in the third. And right here, you can watch. Go back and watch. Fox barely puts his hand on Dame's hip. Okay, incidental contact. He didn't push him or anything. He barely puts his hand on there, and they give him 3 free throws. Now, at half, we were down, I think, 19-5 in the free throws. 19-5. And I know that happens sometimes, but that's very frustrating when at the end of the half, from what I get told all the time, Malik drives, Lopez comes over and goes vertical with a forearm down here. Now, from what the NBA tells me, the rule is if you go vertical, you got to have 2 hands up. Because Domas has his hand down here a lot, and they call him for it every time, and they always tell us, well, you got a forearm here.
Well, Mike Brown giving his analysis, but hey, I just hope that there won't be more sanctions for this coach. But now looking at all the games going down tonight, starting 6, that should be 7 o'clock, yeah. Philadelphia 76ers will be up against Houston Rockets, Dallas Mavericks against New Orleans Pelicans, New York Knicks taking on Orlando Magic, Washington Wizards against Detroit Pistons, as Atlanta Hawks will take on San Antonio Spurs. 9:20. Let's move on this morning as we come down to Niger. Let us talk football from the side. My team and the team of my wife battling each other today in the Southwest Derby. Okay, so remember, it's no longer news that you guys know that I support Sporting Lagos. I had to move from Remo Stars, yes, for this season. And with the way things are, you remember what Dimeji Lawal, the team manager of Shooting Stars, said, expecting me to either switch to Shooting Stars to support the Oluyole Warriors in the Southwest Derby going down in Lagos today. But hey, I have to stick to my guns. I'm supporting Sporting Lagos for this season. And Sporting Lagos is taking on Shooting Stars by 4 o'clock today in the NPFL game.
Yassine Adli on the mark for Milan. All about the drop of the shoulder. And then he just guided it into the back of the net. Adli with his first Rossoneri goal. Rafael Leão. Adli with a deep cross. Kier is unmarked. And there's Olivier Giroud. Kier unselfish. Giroud couldn't miss. They scored after 10 minutes of the first half. They've doubled their lead after 10 of the second. And it is double figures for him in Serie A. Cristante tries to do just that. Lukaku, Pellegrini, is that a penalty? It is. Leandro Paredes against Mike Maignan, and Roma do have a goal. They halve the deficit. Paredes gets his first for the Giallorossi in his second spell at the club, and Milan's lead is a lot more fragile now. Giroud, lovely touch. Theo Hernandez! Big goal for Milan, just when they needed one of their senior men to step up. Theo Hernandez stands up and delivers. Adli, Giroud, Theo Hernandez, the French connection for Milan tonight. 3 goal scorers and 3 players who all hail from the other side of the Alps. Milan had a scare, but 2024 is a new year at San Siro. Milan 3, Roma 1.
Well, starting the new year on a positive note, right? Well, no Samuel Chukwueze for AC Milan, but they still got the job done. Well, they really need it. Okay, well, Frosinone played out to Odro Cagliari, defeated Bologna 2-1. Lazio defeated Lecce 1-0. Monza lost 1-5 against Inter Milan. Verona having a man sent off, still defeated Empoli 2-1. Genoa Torino played out goalless as Napoli without Victor Osimhen beating Salernitana 2-1. Remember, tonight one game is going down 8:45, and that is the clash between Atalanta and Frosinone. Atalanta will be missing the services of Ademola Lookman. Let's go straight to England. Wow, Kevin De Bruyne is back, fully better.
Over the top. The flag stays down. Isak's onside. Longstaff's in the middle. Newcastle in front. Now the flag goes up. Well, we know how it works these days with VAR. Isak in an offside position. The flag stays down until the move completes, and during that move, Ederson got clattered, and he'll have to come off. Here's Walker. Bernardo Silva. That is just magnificent. Cheeky, cheeky, cheeky. It's superb from Bernardo Silva. And the Blues deservedly in front. Bruno Guimaraes now. Isak's onside this time. Walker comes back with him. But Isak scores anyway. First real attempt of the match. Legitimate anyway. It's 1-1. Gordon, similar position actually for Isak's equaliser. Oh, and Gordon scored as well. Turned around in 2 minutes. Rodri, De Bruyne. He's got options in front of him. Oh, he doesn't need an option. KDB is back. My goodness, we've missed you. It's 2-2. De Bruyne. Oh, he's picked out Oscar Bob. City win it. KDB.
You heard that Manchester City coming from goals down to beat Newcastle United. You heard that Manchester City coming from goals down to beat Newcastle United 3-2. Chelsea defeated Fulham 1-0 as Burnley Luton settled for a 1-0 draw. Okay, so a quick look at what is also happening in Asia for the Asia Cup. 12:30 today, South Korea will take on Bahrain, Indonesia against Iraq, as Malaysia will take on Jordan. Well, let's also quickly take you straight to what is happening on the transfer window. Remember, it's January, and the January transfer window is open. It is more about who's moving, and we're getting a report about Johnny Henderson. Remember, for the past few days, we've been talking about this former Liverpool defender who moved to Al Ettifaqi, and report has it that Johnny Henderson is set to stay in Saudi Arabia for the rest of the season, as Al Ettifaqi are unlikely to consider letting him move in January, according to reports. And we're getting updates about Ajax having interest in this man. A lot of Premier League sides having interest in him. Now, talking about Manchester United. Manchester United midfielder Hannibal Mejbri has landed in Seville ahead of completing his loan move to Sevilla. Hannibal has been pictured on social media at airport arrival, speaking to reporters. All right, well, we'll talk more on Extra Time by 6:30 this evening. We'll talk more football stories, most especially major transfer stories. Well, congratulations to Real Madrid bashing Barcelona in the Super Cup final. Well, congratulations also to Vinicius Jr. Well, even if you lose, you just have to count your blessings, right? This is DJ Neptune Spyro. Count your blessings. We're moving to the other side of the show. We'll look at headlines on the pages of Nigerian newspapers. My name is Oladapo Okunobi. Do not go anywhere.
Spyro, count your many blessings, no they far away. Count your many blessings, no they far away.
I make magic.
DJ Neptune. Forget about a boost. Give thanks to God, put them a groove. Me where God carry come from the bush. And I believe in fly me a day bush. And me shout hallelujah, hallelujah. All of my guys them passion, all of my guys them bouncing. Gio Michael Jackson, forget about your sorrow party. Right now I'm feeling okay, and it's alright to be jiggy okay. Come and love me we're great. See all of my life I be thankful. I deserve to they sing. I deserve to date them. I be like pesos to the Greek. Hercules with the fist. Move your body to the beat. Do the dance on repeat. TME, no repeat. No go to. Got so many blessings, no they far away. All are you. No go to. Got so many blessings, no they far away. Macho. Forget to be honest. Blessings for bonnet. What to get on my back? I desire to the sing. I desire to the them. I be like pesos to the Greek. Hercules with the fist. Move your body to the beat. Do the dance on repeat. Hear me, no repeat.
Solutions 93.9 FM has raised the standard of radio broadcast to preferring solutions in all human angle. 939 FM, the remedy.
News, sports, entertainment, top 100 music on your Remedy radio dial. Solutions 93.9.
Do not touch that dial.
All right, it's 9:31. You're on to Solutions 93.9 FM. It's good to be back on the program. Let me say Happy New Year, because though I've been on some other programs on this station, but this is the first time I'm coming on AM Update again this year, 2024. My name is Ade Damola Lafenwa, and it's my pleasure to welcome you onto the From the Daily segment of AM Update. This is where we take you through some stories, or let me say the burning issues in some of today's national dailies. And this morning I've got the Nigerian Tribune and the Vanguard newspapers with me.
All right, I've got the Punch and the Nation newspapers. Damola Lafenwa, you're welcome back. And, well, it's good to enjoy leave. Yes. This is 9:32. But let's just, we know, what's today's date? Today's
15.
Today's date.
That's 15.
Oh, I thought you said 3:15.
Today's 15.
15th. This is January.
Yeah.
Okay, let's wait till. Okay, don't let me. We'll do that after the show.
Okay.
There's no problem. All right, so I mean, it's more of reactions concerning Bwala saying Mr. President. However, we also say kudos to the Nigerian army, the military officers who have gone out there to protect Nigerians. And by the way, Governor Seyi Makinde also lit the writ today for the
Armed Forces Remembrance
Day. Armed Forces Remembrance Day. And well, we say congratulations. I would say a big thank you to all the military officers, those who have also retired. Thank you so much. I have the Nation, and I have the Punch, most especially the reaction concerning the aftermath of the Supreme Court's verdict.
Definitely. And besides, the appeal court seems to have come under strong criticism these days, especially with the aftermath of the Supreme Court's judgment, because you could see that appeal court will make a pronouncement and the Supreme Court will just come up and upturn such decision. But we'll talk more on this particular issue in the course of the program. Starting off with the Nigerian Tribune this morning, I have this one saying NDLEA raids Scootie's factory in Ibadan. Intercept large consignment of Canadian loud. Page 26. Concerns grow over kidnappings in Abuja. I mean, it's really becoming incessant in Abuja, talking about the incessant kidnappings going on out there. Edo 2024. Poll shows 78% of voters support zoning. And moving away from that, our Dangote refinery exposed Nigeria's shipping inadequacies. Moving to the biggest story on the front page of the Nigerian Tribune this morning. Aftermath of Supreme Court judgment, PDP, APC set to clash in Plateau. That story is found on page 22. Police kill cult leaders in Rivers Bost camp. And I don't know if some of your papers have this picture. There's a particular picture of a vessel that being impounded by the security agents. And one of it, I watched it.
A lot of people felt disappointed. Yeah. Nigerians we want outright win, but when he ends in a draw, it's like like we lost. But draw is draw. But if you draw against the likes of Brazil, big names, Portugal, England, you can say yes, we played a great game.
In my own opinion, I don't think it was a good start. I saw so many lapses in the team yesterday, which I hope the coaching team will work on.
Well, like what
if they really want to go far.
Like what Dukudi said, I mean, it's the first game of the tournament, and you still see the best of the Eagles. But I feel like I felt bad. There was light yesterday, what was it? I wasted my petrol. Wasteful Eagles failed to win AFCON opener. Shocker for Ghana, Egypt. Now, next headline. Food forex pressures push inflation to 29%. Exports hopeful on recovery. Edo 2024. APC invites Shiomole, Ezeyamo, others. Ikimi, we are with Igodalo. So it's like maybe Igodalo is the man that is strong enough for the governorship race in Edo State. Presidents won't spare corporates after probe into Humanitarian Affairs Ministry. The banner headline here. Supreme Court verdicts. APC didn't trade off Kano Plateau. It's purely a legal matter. The next rider. Victorious governors hail Tinubu's non-interference. Now there's a quote here on the front page of the Nation newspaper. If there is the suspicion of interference in the arm of government, Friday's ruling and exposition on the part of the judiciary also did show that they are essentially independent. Well, you can read more. Government to change approach on discos funding. Right after that headline, electricity distributors fail to pay dividends in 12 years. Okay. All right. President gets kudos for anti-graft moves. And right after that headline, Ohaneze, youth may too okay actions. Don't give better edu media trial. LIRS affirms January 31 deadline for annual tax return submission. This and more you can find from the Nation newspaper this morning.
Okay, moving to the Vanguard newspaper. I have this one about the story of the Ohaneze youth saying, Ohaneze youth praised Tinubu, flay media trial of Beta Edu, page 8. Nigeria can't make progress without true federalism. Obong Atta, that story is found on page 14. And the biggest story on the front page of the Vanguard newspaper, I have this one saying, manufacturers threatened as CRR rises 45.5% to 13.81 trillion naira. And there are two riders under that. We have this one saying, trend threatens banks' intermediary role. Analyst. And the second one says, companies' access to credit curbed as cost of money rises. Moving away from that, there is the picture of the Kano State Governor, that is Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf, going on a victory parade around the city of Kano amidst well wishes. I think that's as a result of the victory.
Yeah.
At the judgment
at the Supreme Court. And that's also happened in Lagos. Babajide Sanwo-Olu wasn't expecting people he saw at his Marina home. But it's more of celebration for these governors.
Okay, one of abducted 6 sisters dies in captivity. Catholic bishops decry high level of corruption